Tonight, a world premiere miniseries event.
I told him, we got to do what we gotta do. Alvin just kept getting more and more agitated with me, but why he would pull out a gun still just doesn't make sense to me. The state attorney asked Dave, was this argument worse than normal ones they had together? Dave answered, no, most times we were always in character and we didn't show any response or reaction in our faces, but, when we weren't in character you could tell it in someone's body language. Alvin did not show anything in his face or in his body language towards me that he was making a joke or anything. Your witness. The defense attorney asked Dave to clarify to the court whether or not Alvin showed any malice beyond the normal that they both had when performing before the microphone. Dave scratched his head, and said, I don't get what you're trying to imply, but, I knew he was more upset that day than he normally was. I got that much from how he spoke to me. If you need clarification of what he said, the studio did a recording of it which has been telecast on television and radio for the past 3 years. The defense attorney said to Dave, that's not necessary. At this point in the trial, the judge asked that the recording made at the studio be played for the jury so that they could hear for themselves what Alvin sounded like and to make their own assumptions of whether he was mentally competent or incompetent, whether mad or in character, for themselves. Most jurors said that though they were not biased towards Alvin, they had already heard the recordings many times from watching it on television and they did not wish to hear it again. The judge accepted their reasoning and the trial continued. The state attorney next called a state psychiatrist to the stand, a doctor named Willard Hopkins. After being sworn in by the bailiff, the state attorney asked Dr. Hopkins what his evaluation was of Alvin. Dr. Hopkins answered, in my professional opinion, I believe Alvin was in his right mind mentally and psychologically at the time he shot Mr. Seville. My examination of Alvin showed conclusive evidence that he was mad and extremely agitated with Mr. Seville, that he showed no signs of mental illness or incompetence. The state attorney then asked Dr. Hopkins, did he feel Alvin could kill someone? Dr. Hopkins answered this question by saying, yes, I do. Your witness. The defense attorney asked Dr. Hopkins if he felt that Alvin's state of mind showed any signs of mental degeneration. Dr. Hopkins answered by saying, not after the shooting. He seemed completely within his own mind and showed no signs of mental distress or restriction of his emotions or conscience feelings. The state attorney then asked Dr. Hopkins, was it possible he could have been in a different state of mind before the shooting itself? Dr. Hopkins said, that is a possibility, but I don't believe that was the case before or after. He always has felt the way he has based on what he ascertained from the questions he asked Alvin in his examination. The defense attorney said he had no other questions, so the judge excused him from the stand. The state attorney rose and said, the state rests.
Tonight, a world premiere miniseries event.
This is Newswatch 8 Update, brought to you by Cash and Carry.
Good evening, I'm Bob Height.
And I'm Gail Sirens. Tonight at 11 on the Night Watch, Channel 8 exposes an alleged child abuse case that puts HRS on the hot seat. Now HRS is reopening the Freeman file. We'll have that follow-up story.
A big day in court tomorrow for some former Hillsborough County commissioners, and the clues continue to be pieced together with hopes of finding out why the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded. Now this.
At Cash and Carry, we leave the choosing up to you, like when buying produce. And that's really the best choice, because it's always your choice. Cash and Carry.
Join us at 11.
Friends acting funny? Maybe it's your breath. Now there's new Milk-Bone mint-flavored dog biscuits. Mint-flavored biscuits put the bite on bad breath and clean your teeth. Because like all Milk-Bone biscuits, each crunch helps scrape away food particles and plaque that can cause bad breath. New mint-flavored Milk-Bone dog biscuits with the cool taste of mint that everybody loves. Milk-Bone dog biscuits, twice a day.
Catch Quincy, weekdays at 5.
Tonight, a world premiere miniseries event.
The judge asked the defense attorney if he had any character witnesses or others who he wished to question. Mr. Cochran said he certainly did and wanted to begin with Alvin's mother, Abigail Chipmunk. She was sworn in by the bailiff and asked by the defense attorney to share her feelings about how Alvin had changed, personality being the main reason for this witness. She said, Alvin had always been a good chipmunk and she never thought he'd do something like this. The defense attorney asked her to stay on the question asked and not deviate from the subject. She then said, yes, he used to be so loving and outspoken with her and his siblings, but had changed in character and outward interests in the past few months. The defense attorney asked her to be more specific. Alvin's mother said, he has always been compassionate towards anyone he met and now he had become shallow, withdrawn, and closed-minded. Even she wasn't treated like she was his mother, according to her responses. The defense attorney said, your witness. The state attorney asked Alvin's mother if they had maybe had arguments, which made her feel this is why his personality had changed. She told the state attorney, no, it seemed to be a progressive change over a number of months. The state attorney had no further questions, so the judge excused her from the stand. The defense attorney asked for Alvin's brother, Raymond, to take the stand. He was sworn in by the bailiff and took the stand. The defense attorney asked Raymond, do you and Alvin speak with each other at all? Raymond, Alvin's brother said, you mean before or after the shooting? The defense attorney said, at any time? Alvin's brother then said, before the shooting, we used to be really close. Then, about 2 months ago he started getting mad about everything we did. He'd complain about anything I said about his career, if he was happy. It's like he wasn't the same chipmunk. Like, he wasn't my brother. The defense attorney asked him, do you mean his whole perceptions about his family was different now? Alvin's brother said, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Your witness. The state attorney asked Raymond, Alvin's brother, to clarify whether or not he was in close contact with Alvin all the time. Raymond, Alvin's brother, answered, we were in touch with each other just like any brother would, not every single day. The state attorney then asked Alvin's brother, your assumption of his mental change is all based on 1 or 2 visits with each other, correct? Alvin's brother answered by saying, no, that is not what I'm saying. I'm talking about several months' time and not 1 or 2 weeks. The state attorney told the judge, I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor. The judge then excused Alvin's brother from the stand. The defense attorney then called his own psychiatrist to the stand, who evaluated Alvin between 1968 and 1969. Mr. Cochran told the judge that the state attorney's office would not allow him to have a doctor examine Alvin prior to 1968 because Alvin was constantly in isolation because of fights with other inmates. Deputy sheriffs who were in the prison at that time stated to the judge under a separate deposition that Alvin's constant, unruly behavior forced them to isolate Alvin from the other inmates. The psychiatrist's name was Dr. Olaf Markham. He was called to the stand and sworn in by the bailiff. The defense attorney asked Dr. Markham to explain to the court and the jury what his professional opinion was of Alvin.
Tonight, a world premiere miniseries event.
It's great seeing someone who's out front and leading the field. That's true for golfers. It's true for other things, too. Take Spidell watch bands. They've always been #1. And today, Spidell offers you more than 200 designs to choose from. Spidell is a Textron company. And with Textron's backing, they keep adding new dimensions to being a front runner. So if you like winners, keep your eye on Spidell and Textron.
Keep a knocking, but you can't come in. Keep a knocking, but you can't come in. Keep a knocking, but you can't come in. Come back tomorrow night and try it again. Keep a knocking, but you can't come in. Come back tomorrow night and try it again. Woo!
Why knock yourself out? Use the real Yellow Pages from Southern Bell. It's here or nowhere.
Come back tomorrow night and try to get well.
There's only a few days to save in Toyota's Closeout Roundup. No bull! Toyota dealers are busting out the bargains. $1,000 rebates on this Camry. Plus factory dealer incentives could save you up to $1,500. $1,000 rebates on Toyota's lowest price trucks. Plus incentives that could save you up to $1,800. From Corollas to 4x4s, Toyota is closing out inventory with big savings. Through October 3rd, you could save up to $1,800, and that's no bull.
It's a Bulldog Tailgate Tent Sale. Catch the Bulldog spirit with the best selection of personal computer products ever assembled at the best prices of the season.
The Everex 2801A 386 comes with DOS 101 keyboard, serial and parallel ports, hard disk controller, EGA color card, and EGA monitor for only $32.95.
Starting at 9 a.m. Saturday and 10 a.m. Sunday, you'll find these and all kinds of computer bargains at the Bulldog Tailgate Tent Sale at our new location a mile west of I-85 on Jimmy.
Tonight, a world premiere miniseries event.
Dr. Markham said, I examined Alvin for 12 months, approximately 3 out of 4 weeks each month, speaking to him about what happened on Christmas Day in 1965 and how he had been feeling before and since the time he had been incarcerated in the jail. His answers disturbed me, because they came across as being threatening and extremely disorientating. In my professional opinion, this individual should not even be in a normal jail environment because with his violent tendencies and mental state of mind, he poses a serious threat to the other inmates. The defense attorney asked Dr. Markham, do you think his state of mind now is worse or different because of being incarcerated in jail? The state attorney objected to this line of questioning, saying it is an unfair evaluation of an inmate who has been incarcerated more than 2 years since their arrest. The judge overruled and asked the doctor to answer the question. Dr. Markham said, besides my examinations, I also checked other exams that were done of Alvin by those doctors who serve within the jail, hoping it could give some insight as to his state of mind when he was arrested. Though these were not trained psychiatrists or psychologists, they stated he was unruly and uncooperative from the time he was brought to the jail and had become increasingly violent towards other inmates in the time since. Having done my own evaluation of Alvin, I strongly believe he has become worse, but he already had these feelings of hate before the shooting. His mental stability had begun to degenerate, as his own mother stated earlier. I have no further questions, your witness. The state attorney asked to approach the judge's bench and they conferred with each other for approximately 10 minutes. No record of what was said could be obtained. After this, the state attorney asked Dr. Markham, do you believe that Alvin could possibly be someone else, a dual personality perhaps? The doctor then answered by saying, Alvin did not show any schizoid behavior towards me whenever I examined him, so I cannot say he has any such tendencies. The state attorney then asked Dr. Markham if he believed, in his professional opinion, that a person could feel such hatred towards another person on the basis of that person's financial status that they could possibly shoot someone for those reasons. The doctor then answered, if you're implying Alvin shot Dave Seville over money, that kind of situation was not beyond probability. Alvin's hate that he projected towards me in threats and hostilities could very likely stem from other causes, besides what he endured in the prison system. The state attorney then told the judge he had no further questions. The judge asked the defense attorney if he had any cross-examination that he wanted to give Dr. Markham, but the defense attorney said no. The judge excused the witness from the stand and recessed for the day. On the next day of the trial, the defense attorney requested only one further witness to be called to the stand. He asked Alvin himself to testify before the jury and the court. Alvin was sworn in by the bailiff and he was told by the judge that if he made any vulgar statements, he would be held in contempt of court. The defense attorney then asked that this be stricken from the record, showing bias by the judge against Alvin himself. The judge adamantly stated, no. The defense attorney asked Alvin point blank, did you kill Dave Seville? Alvin answered by saying, no, I don't remember that ever happening. The defense attorney asked Alvin, What do you remember?
Tonight, a world premiere miniseries event.